What is up, diecast collectors? This is OBB, the diecast news guy. And gee whiz, y'all, what is it with me and getting diecast reviews out literally at the most perfect time when the race starts or ends? I don't know what's going on, but man, I'm telling you what, if this luck keeps up, I need to start playing the lottery or something. But what are the chances of this diecast I'm about to show you happens again coming up at this week at the NASCAR Kansas playoff race? Today is going to be on Bubba Wallace's 2022 Root Insurance Kansas playoff race win Toyota Camry for 2311 Racing. And yeah, I did not stutter, and no, you are not smoking crack, my friends. Bubba Wallace won a race that was not under caution, that was not rain shortened, and it was in a different number. We'll probably get into more as I will go ahead and start off this diecast review and the official unboxing of the Bubba Wallace 2022 Root Insurance Kansas race win car. And alrighty guys, we got this diecast out of its box, and yeah guys, this is a very, and I mean a very cool race win diecast that we got right here in the palm of my hands, because yeah, this is going to be probably the one and only time that you're going to see Bubba Wallace in the 45 car. Now, you're probably wondering why the hell they did that. Like, there was like some weird conspiracy theories that were going on that said, oh, they did this because, they're trying to give Bubba Wallace, a better ride because, he's not good enough. Well, I can pretty much say that that is just absolutely bullshit, and that's why they're called conspiracy theorists. But in all seriousness, guys, as you guys can probably tell, that this car won because it's got confetti and it's got all the nice race win details that we got. I guess you could say this is definitely a diecast to root for, especially if you are a good driver. But now we got the dad puns out of the way. I have to say, man, I really like this paint scheme because not only it does look pretty cool. I mean, who does love red, white, and blue? I mean, unless you're unpatriotic, then I guess not. But there's a reason why we have this paint scheme. And why Root Insurance did this paint scheme, because you can clearly see what that emblem is right there. 9/11. I mean, that is something that, of course, if anybody grew up in the 2000s, and if you guys were around or even born in the 2000s, then you would know that that was probably, I would have to say, till this day, one of the most tragic events that happened in our home. Definitely was, and lots of lives were lost for just something that just unexpectedly happened. And I just applaud NASCAR for just continuing, and all the sponsors out there and the teams for having paint schemes dedicated to that. As you guys know, I'm a pretty patriotic person growing up in a military family, but yeah, dude, this right here, I'm so glad that Bubba Wallace wanted this car, guys. And he won in an ultimate fashion, guys. Not only he passed a lot of good drivers, ironically, to get this win, but he even passed his own not teammate, but his team owner, Denny Hamlin, who has had some good runs at Kansas. And anybody who has the words toy and Yoda, you definitely have been running well, because yeah, we will be getting onto this side-by-side comparison of another Kansas race winner that you guys are going to know quite well. That was also the driver of the 45 car. But the main reason why Bubba Wallace was in the 45 car, and I know it kind of confused some people, as we got ourselves a nice little spinny Goodyear tire. From what I'm assuming, yeah, Bubba Wallace did not qualify for the playoffs last year. He is for this year, but he's in the same condition as what Chase Elliott is this year. As you guys know, Chase Elliott is not in the playoffs, but he is competing for the Owner Series champion for the Owner Series playoffs. And Bubba Wallace basically did that. All right, because the 23 was not even nowhere near close, and the 45 was, because with the diecast I'm showing you guys right here, the Kurt Busch Kansas win, which, by the way, if you guys have not found this car yet, I probably recommend getting it right now, because Kurt Busch just retired, and this thing has been pretty much up in value. But since the 45 car, I mean, it's kind of a long story, but since the 45 car, winning you're in. But Kurt Busch, unfortunately, had his career ended due to a pretty bad, well, not really a bad wreck, but it was just bad just to get him into a concussion at for a qualifying session at Pocono. I don't got to explain what happened, but yeah, it definitely sucks, because Kurt Busch is one of the, probably I would say one of the best NASCAR legends that we got out on the market right now that's still around with us. So the guy's accomplished a lot, and he definitely, I'm glad that he's going to be sticking as a 2311 ambassador for the remainder of his NASCAR career, even though he's not going to be driving. But that is the reason why, since Kurt Busch unfortunately could not drive the 45 car for the remainder of the season, they had to fill in Ty Gibbs and John Hunter Nemechek and many other drivers. But then when it came to the playoffs, all their focus was on the 45 car, and they they decided to actually switch the drivers and the numbers out. So Bubba Wallace got the 45 because he wanted to, they thought that he was going to be more competitive to get them a shot to win in the owner's points. And as you can see, it really did pay off compared to what Ty Gibbs and all the other drivers were driving the 23. So, yeah, I mean, you're going to be looking back at this and you're going to look like it's a damn Mandela effect, but it's not, guys. But I didn't realize we got subs, in NBA 2K23 on here, so pretty cool to have a video game a sponsor on this. But, yeah, I don't know what the hell happened to Root Insurance. I mean, I guess they weren't good enough, but they literally just won with this car, and then they left. And there were other Root Insurance cars that I have not reviewed from 2021, like his Wendell Scott throwback, so it's probably something I will have to showcase there. But he's got some contact right here, but a lot of cool details. I'm hoping we can get this in a Winter Circles wave. Probably doubt it, but just this thing, man, you can see this thing just has so much cool details on it, and the little tiny pieces of star confetti. Isn't that cute? But I forgot what the tile sponsor was, but that is... judging by the color, it's got to be something pretty cool. But such a simple paint scheme, but it works so well. And yeah, I mean, Root Insurance has had, I think, well, like last year, this is the only Root Insurance card that actually made MOQ. All the other ones, I believe, got canceled. But they had, Root Insurance had a different paint scheme for every time they sponsored a car last year for Bubba Wallace or for the 23 car. So, yeah. But you see, we do got some contact marks right there. I think that's when, I mean, this car nearly and almost did not make it in this race because he was literally just a few inches away from, it was a 3 or 4 wide battle that he had. And Bubba Wallace nearly, I think, just a few more inches would have got yeeted by Kevin Harvick with that Ream car, which, by the way, I have that Ream car in my diecast collection now, so stay tuned for a 2023 review on that sucker. But yeah, I mean, and Bubba Wallace really definitely shut up a lot of people during that day. I mean, a lot of people want to attack Bubba Wallace for just, him being pretty sensitive with his emotions. But you know what, man, I think that's what makes him a likable person, all right? And there's probably other reasons too that I'm not really going to say or why people do not like him. But you know what, man, at the end of the day this is a well-earned win that Bubba Wallace got fair and square. And I must say, man, I am so glad that we got not only Bubba Wallace's 2 cup wins in diecast form, but also his Pocono first start car from 2017, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of cool historic Bubba Wallace diecast that we got in the 1/64 scale. So, and I'm glad that this is now part of that collection. So I probably absolutely would 145%, like Adam Petty, go out and buy this car because I believe it is starting to dry up just a little bit. Not like the Kurt Busch car, but it is going to be one of those obscure cards down the road, and you're going to be like, wow, Bubba Wallace drove the 45 car. How about that? Plus, how fitting it is to see the 45 back in victory lane. Getting a lot of Petty vibes looking at that with Kyle Petty and Adam Petty. So that feels really cool to see an appropriate number like that get back into victory lane. But feel free to comment below what you guys have to share, as this is going to wrap up the diecast review of the Bubba Wallace 2022 Root Insurance Kansas race win from 2311. And NASCAR Cup Series. So yeah, comment, like, subscribe, and this has been OBB, Diecast News Guy, and go get your roots, y'all.